you'll think, oh yeah, just get Saka to blitz him in the first half. Saka comes off at half time. It just never goes that way.
One person that, again, I may be holding in too much high regard, or expecting too much from Bukayo Saka. I think he looks knackered. I don't see the guy, and I know you were saying that, you know, maybe he starts the season off slowly, but I just don't see him yet. He's still racking up the accolades, he's still getting the goals, he's still getting the assists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we embark on our Champions League journey. Are we away or at home to PSV?
We're at home to PSV.
Okay, that's good. Either way, I don't want to see Saka start the game. Whether we're away, whether we're at home. I'm not saying he can't come off the bench. I think he should probably come off the bench to get a tune up for the weekend. We got Spurs. But I don't think Bukayo Saka needs to start this game, especially even now that you say it's at home. We want to start your best players. This is the Champions League. This is what they've all fought for. So it's going to be a bomb. It's going to be hard to tell him that, and you know, it's not going to be easy. But I think he needs to be rested, man. I just think, like, I feel like even with the Premier League, they're going for some record of how many games back to back he's appeared in the Premier Leagues or something like that. Like, and I'm not saying go as far as fringe into the deep souls of our squad and bring out like Nelson or someone like that hasn't played much at all. It could be a Gabriel Jesus starting on the right, Nketiah up top, something like that. Like, I just feel like Saka needs a rest.
I'm with you, but my bro, he's not gonna get it. He's not getting it this week. With the first Champions League game. Like, we want to get the 3 points. I can see Mikel going like full strength team, and my only hope is that because the game's on Sunday and we're playing Tuesday, that we'll get the extra bit of rest, and I think he'll definitely lean into the five substitutes. Hopefully the game goes our way and we're able to like rest people. I just can't see him resting Saka or anyone who's not injured, but I'm happy to be wrong. On Saka.
But do you want Saka to start?
No, I don't want him to start. But I think he will. But I don't want him to start. I think we could get by PSV at home with, like you said, a Jesus on the right and leave him play Eddie up top. I think we'd be fine to manage that. And he can come off the bench. Or Trossard up top. I think he needs a rest. I don't know if you saw in the week, but there was this article that came out from the Daily Mail saying that Saka's had like a long-standing Achilles heel problem or something like that. Yeah. I mean, players manage those sort of injuries like throughout their whole career. You know, you're always managing one thing or the other. But I think when you couple that with the fact that he's played now, 84, 85 games, Premier League games back to back, and then he doesn't even rest in League Cup games, in FA Cup games, Europa League games, international. Gareth Southgate's playing him. Like, he had that the last 20 minutes against Scotland. He didn't even need to come off the bench for that. You know, that's a whole different conversation. But he just feels like he's never rested. And my fear is that he's just gonna, because I don't think he's actually had an injury. I can't remember a time he's had an injury for us. Like, I think he's come off maybe a couple of games. I remember last season with Nottingham Forest, he came off, but he was back the next game. So you just feel like there has to come a point, because he's young right now, but I get Wilshere and Van Persie. Like, you know, once these guys get that injury, depending on where it is, now to start trying to get back to the level, and even in terms of just, he's one of our star players. So I do want him to have a rest. I'll be happy if he came off the bench and got a 25 to 30 minutes, and obviously we win, and then he's ready to go for the North London derby. I know there's a thing about momentum and making sure that you're not like resting them for too long, because then they get out of the rhythm and the flow, but he can surely miss out 70 minutes and just put his feet up and all that. I mean, in my opinion, with this Champions League group, I want us to get through early. Kind of like how we do with the Europa. If we can just slap 4 out of 4, and then the other teams are like drawing and all that sort of stuff. So they're way behind us. So the last 2 games we can just rotate out properly, because the kid needs a rest, man. He's still coming up with the goals and the assists. So again, like we said on our match review, which you should check out, he's still coming up trumps, which is the signs of a world-class player. But just generally for fitness, like even like God rested on the 7th day. You know what I mean? Like he's got to rest at some point. He's got to put up his feet.
If we can't beat PSV without Saka, then I retract my statement. I'm here last week on the podcast giving the big one that we could win the Champions League. If we can't beat PSV without Saka, that's not good. That's not good at all, bro. Like them man aren't good. Like they play in a league, a 2-team league between them and Ajax. Every 10 years you might see Feyenoord wake up and mount a challenge, but that's about it. Like they're not good. We spoke a little bit again last week about how the team's been weakened since the team that beat us last season in the Europa, and that was away from home. And they've lost all their players since then. And we need to rotate anyway. We have Tottenham on Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday.
We've got Tottenham on Sunday, and I would rather him being ready, going full pelt against them than PSV. And I'm sure most Arsenal fans would want to see, you don't want to see him play 90 minutes against PSV and then 90 minutes again against Tottenham. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, we need to rest him. There could be others, but right now I'm just focused on what it's going to take to get him sharper. And as much as playing is part of that, resting is part of that as well.
Like you said, it'll be difficult to have the conversation, but I think it's just we got to think about the team. And I think the uncomfortable feeling that most fans get is because everything good for so many years has flowed through Bukayo Saka for this team. So him being out of the team, you just started thinking, oh, who's going to provide? Who's going to this? And who's going to... But we have a good squad now. I mean, maybe we can run through like a team that we might put out. But I think we can, Trossard's there, like even like a Nelson's there. You just said Gabriel Jesus on the right. Even maybe Havertz, Fabio Vieira can play there. There's a lot of options where we can put people in there, and like you said, that off the bench, come on, see out the game, like keep that momentum, so you're not like going into the Tottenham game just like dry, no minutes, but keep yourself going, keep the fitness and so on and so forth, get the sharpness. But the starting thing, and especially how it is the game, you'll think, oh yeah, just get Saka to blitz him in the first half. Saka comes off at half time. It just never goes that way.
We don't blitz. We don't blitz
now. Like if this was Wenger days, I would have said, would have come to blitz these kind of teams, and then they'll take them off nice and early and give the Mark Randalls of the day a run out.
You love a Mark Randall.
That guy was wavy. That guy was wavy, man. I hope he's cool, man. But man. But like I think that could be for a lot of players. I think because Bukayo's been in the team obviously the longest in terms of he's just been a regular for quite a while, that we worry about him. But even players like Ødegaard and these ones that are not getting injured, Ben White, Saliba, like at some point we're gonna have to. I know it's a bit less technical with the defenders, but we saw Saliba get injured, and that a back injury like that, especially the lower back, it's like a stress injury, which we would say comes from playing too much of a reliance. So we have to get better at managing these players, which again, with Vieira coming in for Havertz, I know that's a form-based thing, and taking off Martinelli, which seemed like precaution because he didn't seem that bad. Previously, maybe he just sticks with Martinelli and he plays him through, and then I think if you remember a couple seasons ago when we played Tottenham away and we lost 2-0 and he pushed Partey back onto the field when he had his hamstring or something had gone. So I don't think he'll do that anymore. So I'm just hoping we can still put out a very strong team. And even like I said, today's Sunday, we've got a game in 2 days.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, it is Tuesday, right? Where's the... No, it's Wednesday. Okay, it's Wednesday. It's saying Tuesday. It's Wednesday because it's Sunday. Okay. Still, nothing changes. Nothing changes. It's still the same.
I think the only way that Saka starts on Wednesday is if Martinelli is for sure out, because you don't want to then maybe change too much in the team. So if Martinelli is fit and he plays Martinelli, I think Saka should come out of the team. If Martinelli is injured and isn't available, not that I think Saka should start, but he starts Saka.
Well, I'm still not hearing that, because when he wants to put flipping, what's his name, Partey right back and Kivior here and do all them changes, how many changes is he making? So it's still the same business, you know what I mean? Like we can still get by PSV. I know they're probably with Sevilla, the quote unquote, probably arguments can be made for who's tougher, but we're at home. It's the first game. I think everyone's going to be up for it. It's going to be electric. Again, I don't see it happening, but I just feel like we should be able to get through them with the current squad that we have. And we still have to think about Tottenham at home. I know maybe we're not traveling, which kind of does help, but still, we don't want any European hangovers. Tottenham haven't got any European football. They've been playing well, unfortunately. And they're going to want to come over and get one over on us. And that just can't happen. We need to knock the wind out of their sails and keep driving forward. So, yeah, like at the very least, substitutions need to be employed from early. If you give him a 60, no matter what's going on in the game, he needs to touch bench. Like he needs to. But he doesn't sub Saka. He never subs Saka. Yeah, I don't even know if this conversation.
Conversation.